Senator Pat Toomey, Republican on the Finance Committee. And sir, good day to you, and we will see where we go now. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Does everyone get a tax cut under your plan? Yes or no?
Almost certainly yes. There is some chance that very high income individuals will not. I hope everyone gets a tax cut. Certainly middle class and working class families definitely will get a tax cut. I hope everyone does.
All right, corporate rate, 20%?
That's where I hope we get to, and I think we can, and that'll be enormously constructive. By the way, that will help workers because the evidence is very clear. A high corporate tax rate comes in part at the expense of the employees of that company.
You may have just heard Chuck Schumer say they want to have a part in this. Will you involve Democrats or not?
We're going to go through committee. If Senator Schumer changes his mind and decides he does want to work with us after signing a letter pretty much making it clear he did not, then we will welcome his input. But we're going to go through committee, and we're going to get this done one way or another.
Okay, because the president apparently during his meetings at the White House said he wanted to involve Democrats. Were you there for that comment?
I was not at that meeting, but I was at dinner with the president just a week or so ago with 3 other Republican senators and 3 Democratic senators.
And they said?
Well, these were the 3 Democratic senators who did not sign the letter, which indicated really not much interest in working with us. So they were probably the right ones to start with. But like I said, it's going to go through the committee. There are Democrats on the committee. If they want to participate, if they want to help constructively, they'll have every opportunity to do so.
Yeah, you're coming off this bruising battle over health care that failed. How can you relay a message to Republican voters that you'll make good on your word this time?
Well, look, the proof will be in the pudding, and it starts next week when the Senate Budget Committee has to produce a budget that allows us to do tax reform. I think we will. That will be a concrete step in the right direction. And the other thing I would point out is there's been an awful lot of work who's gone into, there's a lot of agreement on what the tax code should look like. Unfortunately, we hadn't had that consensus among Republicans on health care.
Yeah, but,
I think we're much closer on taxes.
But we were told a failure on Obamacare repeal and replace was not an option. And apparently it is an option in the end. Is failure on tax reform an option?
Failure on tax reform is not an option. On Obamacare, look, this is a huge setback. I'm as disappointed as anyone in America that we weren't successful yet, but it's also not over. Right now, we're going to shift to tax reform. I am confident that we've got the momentum, we know where we want to go, and we have a consensus. But it will be difficult, and we've got to do the hard work now of getting it done.
2 more questions. Can Senator McConnell deliver as majority leader?
Look, I think Senator McConnell has done a great job leading this conference. He is going to insist on an open process where every interested member has a chance to weigh in. That is the right approach, and I'm confident that we'll get the job done.
All right, final question here. I asked you a lot of questions. Why don't you go and tell our audience how you would frame what this reform package would look like, especially when you consider so many have talked about generational reform going back to 1986.
Yeah.
If you can, based on your outline, what does it look like, Senator?
So what it looks like for a average working class family in Allentown, Pennsylvania, is a reduction in their tax bill, which is the same as a pay raise. It's going to be a simpler tax form to submit. On the business side, we're going to make American workers and American business able to compete with anyone in the world. America is going to be the best place to invest money, to start a new business, to hire more workers, and that extra growth is going to drive up wages. So I think this is going to be really, really good for everybody, and I'm really looking forward to getting it done.
We'll see what it looks like. Senator,